In this video, I'm going to be showing you how I made my first ever cinematic boxing video. A quick disclaimer before we start the video, I'm by no means a professional. I'm simply a beginner slash hobbyist who is looking to get into filmmaking, and yeah, so take everything I say with a pinch of salt. Now getting the disclaimer out of the way, before I tell you how I made this video, let's start by why. It all started when this boxing club reached out to me on my Instagram DMs asking me to film some of their trainings and a home show that they were gonna have. I thought this was a pretty good opportunity to do something a little more professional, so I ended up accepting it and I did 3 shoots for them. So the first shoot was mainly me getting to know people and working in a more professional environment. The second shoot was mainly a little promo video for the third video, which was a video of the home show. So let's quickly get into what gear I used in the 3 shoots. So let's talk about the gear I used for the 3 shoots. In terms of camera, I used the Lumix S5IIX, and with that camera I used 3 different lenses. The first being the 50-1.8 by Lumix. This lens has a really good focal length in general, and it's a really nice prime. Its autofocus is fast, especially for a sport like boxing, and the 1.8 aperture was really good in terms of giving me good depth of field, and in the final shoot in a darker environment really made it easier. The next lens I use is the standard kit lens that came with the Lumix, and that is the standard 20-60 kit lens. I didn't really use this lens that often, but in some cases when I really needed that slightly wider than 50mm focal length, I had it. And finally, the third lens I used was a Surrey anamorphic lens. I only really used this in the third shoot so that I could show off the boxing ring and show off the environment. And I really wanted to get the flares and some barrel distortion to just really make the scene look a little cooler. Alright, let's talk about settings. In terms of settings, I shot everything at 4K 30fps. However, in some shots, when I knew that I was going to slow it down anyways, I did film it at 4K 60. I filmed everything in Vlog since that gives me the most flexibility to really change the colors and pick how I want a scene to look. Let's talk about the first shoot. In the first shoot, I was really getting to know the boxers in the club and how to use my gear in a more professional and quick scenario. But in this first shoot, it was super casual. The boxing club didn't really want anything particular out of it. I did just end up filming a bit of everything, so during post-production, there was a lot of footage to go through. So let's talk about the second shoot now. It was a really quick shoot. It was just making a promo video for the home show. It was only a couple seconds long, and I already knew and planned out what kind of shots I wanted. That's pretty much all I had to say. Alright, for the third and final shoot, it was the home show. It was by far the longest shoot I had. It lasted I think 3 to 4 hours, maybe 5 hours. It was a super long shoot, and I got to really take a lot of good shots, which I ended up putting all together into a final video. For the third shoot, I actually arrived to the event venue 30 minutes to an hour beforehand so that I could get the venue completely empty and use the anamorphic lens to really set the scene of an empty boxing ring and get really nice character and a very cinematic start for the video. Then once people started coming into the event venue, I switched back to the regular kit lens and prime lens so that I could use the reliable autofocus for the event. I basically realistically just filmed all the matches, and in post-production really cut off most of it and kept all the highlights of the boxers that I got to know in the previous few shoots and what the boxing club wanted me to focus on. Alright, and in post-production, as I said before, I did some color grading, added some transitions, some effects. On top of that, I also added some sound design, which included like heartbeats to show off the buildup of tension in a boxer prior to a match, and added the bell ringing sound and the spotlight turning on and some other sounds here and there. That pretty much wraps up today's video and my story of how I made my first ever cinematic. It was really fun to make and I really enjoyed the process, so I'm definitely going to be making more, so stay tuned for that. And if you want to check out the full-length boxing videos that I made, check it out in my Instagram, which I'm going to link in the description below. And with that being said, I hope you enjoyed the video. Like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!